It is an annual day, and in Rwanda, various journalists demonstrate that they have this freedom basing on the fact that they are not harassed when publishing their stories, and they say that this has helped them participate in the fight against coronavirus. Citizens give their opinions, and those ideas are put into practice because they have the right to say what they want to see and how they want to see the media in our country. Journalists are among the forces that have helped crack down on the pandemic or spread the word to the public to continue preventing it. Freedom of the press for me is the same as for all other professions, is that everyone does what they love and does it well without hindrance, and the journalism we do can build the world and our country. Of course, we work in difficult situations, but we do our part and provide the community with the right information of prevention strategies against the pandemic. There are also people who follow the media's comments and appreciate that it plays a key role in communicating their views, which they also consider to be the right and freedom of the press. I find that Rwandan journalists have freedom of press because they deliver the news the right way. Journalists, on the other hand, are also being reminded that freedom of press should not push them into the process of deviating from the principles of the profession, according to a study by Mbanda Gerald, the head of media sector development at the Rwanda Governance Board.
Umunyamakuru nawe ni umunyarwanda muri societe iyo hari amategeko akwiye kubahirizwa.
A journalist is also a Rwandan in the society. When there are rules, they also ought to respect them. Saying that a journalist has no law against him, and then you hear that a journalist's rights have been violated. That's not true. The law applies to Rwandans as well as to journalists who have professional principles to follow. I think they should separate it and realize that freedom does not remove other laws. This is also underscored by Cleophas Barore, the chairperson of RMC, who points out that they are no longer regulated by the state, and also talks about the position of media freedom in the world. As for the global mapping of press freedoms and the use of colors to indicate the state of different regions or countries, red, black, and so on, well, someone recently asked me about that, and my reply was that it depends on who is using the pen and the colors they choose to use. Did they not partition Africa while sitting in their homes, resulting in Rwanda losing some provinces? But let us focus on matters that concern us. The fact is there's press freedom in Rwanda from a legislative standpoint, and the fact that the country has many media houses. Each establishment has its own editorial line. No one tells them not to report on the environment, politics, or neighboring countries. No, they decide for themselves what to focus on. However, there are cases where one media house may report on something, while another decides not to for whatever reason. That is self-censorship. The day was declared by the United Nations as a reminder to the governments that freedom of the press is the right of the press to freedom of expression, as set out in Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights.